Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Unreal.
They tried to pick play, Al. They tried to go here, but he beats him to the punch. And I'm sorry, but I can't believe the call.
Me neither.
I cannot believe the call. You've got Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. You've got...
It's got to be one of the dumbest calls offensively in Super Bowl history. You are on the 1-yard line, and you have number 24, and you drop back pass. Are you kidding me? And also, they ran a pick play, an illegal pick. You deserve an interception.
That was the worst play call in Super Bowl history. Then the second demotion, that was the worst decision by a quarterback. You have Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. Michael alluded to the best running back in football this season, and you chance it with a pass play. You called a pass play. First of all, that was wrong, but to actually make that throw, that was the second wrong. 2 wrongs on one play. It's leaving everyone. They're leaving the stadium saying, "Are you kidding me?" It's the worst play call in Super Bowl history.
You deserve an interception.
I want to get into what everybody wants to talk about, right? What was up with that Super Bowl game? Now, for me, it was a great game until the last play. So I'm gonna start with you, man. What's your curious thoughts about that play?
I thought the game was good until the end. You know, I'm biased. I was going for the Seahawks. I had money on the Seahawks. Let me get that out of the way. But I want to say right there, I want to say the fourth quarter, man. I do in-game live betting. I don't know if anybody knows that, but the Patriots had a 3% chance of winning that game in the fourth quarter. It was almost damn near a blowout in that game. They had a 3% chance of winning. And it was just one play where I felt uncomfortable. It was 3rd and 3. They should have handed the ball off, and Wilson went deep to Curse. And he was open. He just dropped it.
He dropped it.
And that game could have been a blow, but then they let Brady go. And anyway, y'all want to get back to the last play. I don't agree with Carroll said. That he said that the Patriots put the goal line defense in because the Patriots had that same defense that played before. They only changed one player out, which was Butler. Butler was the man that was on that play when Curse caught that little unfortunate pass. Butler went out for that play, but they had the same defense in.
Seems suspicious.
So now Carroll wants to say, "Oh, they put that goal line in." They didn't put no goal line. They had the same defense in when Lynch ran for 6 yards. He ran for 6 yards on the same defense. And if you watch the play, they ran actually the same. They had a stacked defense on that side. They ran out of the eye, but on that right side, they had a stack. Browner came in and mushed the receiver. They just gave the ball to Lynch and he ran 6 yards. So the next play, it was like 50 seconds left. The Seahawks just stood there. I think they thought that Belichick was gonna call timeout. They let 20 seconds run off the clock. They got caught with their hands, and all of a sudden they had the same people in there, and they ran almost the same play. They just put him in shotgun and had the same stack. So Browner did the same thing. Jammed the receiver and ran over. Everybody know they should have handed it off, but I don't believe Carroll's excuse about personnel change. There was no personnel change. Patriots had the same defense in there for both 2 plays in a row, and nobody knows that.
Jacob?
I'm actually going to buy the play. I feel like the play itself was a good call. They were in the goal line defense. Yes, they was. Maybe they were in the previous play, but they didn't run a crashing style of defensive play. They played more of a softer zone. The second play, when they got to the 1, it was for sure going to be a crash, the middle, crash, everything. There was no way they were going to run in that formation. So seeing that, that's why they were waiting. Yes, they did not want to waste of time out. They wanted time to exhaust. They were hoping that the Patriots would call a timeout, but when they didn't, they got stuck in a time frame where they had to make a quick decision in a package that they were already in. They couldn't substitute. So, like Pete Carroll said, he wanted to exhaust the play. He wasn't expecting that Butler would make a tremendous play to jump the pass. They screened off, I believe it was Revis. They wanted to make sure he was out the play. Butler was in the background watching Wilson the whole time. As soon as he cocked the ball back, he ran towards the play. So as much as people want to say that the Seahawks lost the game, I believe that Butler won the game. Like, he made the play to win the game.
Seahawks lost that
You
game.
make me smile, right?
Seahawks lost that game,
Hold on.
and Revis was on that side.
The
Disagree.
reason why you make me smile because you the only one in this room that has that opinion, but that's cool. Go ahead.
I thoroughly disagree. I was on this show earlier this year, and I stated that the 49ers didn't want to give Frank Gore the ball on the 1 yard line for the win. And to me, that's what football is. You got 3 feet, 1 yard. If you're not going to give it to your running back, who is the best player on your team, then what are you doing? You really are gambling with your whole season, with the Super Bowl. Like I said in that previous show, you give it to Marshawn Lynch, win, lose, or draw, period. You do not ever throw the ball in a situation like that if you're on that Seahawks team, because at the end of the day, they are still a run team, period.
So what do you disagree with?
I disagree with the play call. Kamasi,
yeah,
it should have been a run play.
It should have been a run play.
See, this is where it's interesting because I got to throw this tad bit in there. I'm going to let you go. I got to throw this tad because everybody keeps showing the play. People that agree with it, they show. Look at this. But if you look at the other side of the field, Marshawn would have got in. They wouldn't have stopped Marshawn because he was running at it. You know, the pace he was running at, they wouldn't have been able to adjust to block him and cut him off. And he almost got in the play before. But that same picture they show, look at Marshawn Lynch. I actually looked at it again. I said, whoa, they get this boy the ball, even if he pump fakes and just boom, he gets in. Go ahead, Marshall.
No, I agree. What I previously said, I wasn't saying that he should have passed or anything. I definitely agree that he should have ran the ball with Lynch. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying was they got caught holding the bag because they kind of ran the same play twice. And I don't know if anybody saw that. Now, and also another thing, I'm tired of 49er fans bringing up the Gore situation in the Super Bowl.
I was
like it was the same thing, and that ain't got nothing to do with it because the Niners was getting blown out that game. What do you mean?
We're not going there tonight.
Niners can use it as an excuse. Niners was getting their ass kicked.
This has
the
nothing to do
whole
with the
game.
49ers.
They never should have been in that game against the Ravens. They was getting blown out, and Gore's not no man at no goal line. They was lucky to even be in that position.
Frank
that
Gore,
game should have been
49er
the Ravens should have won that game anyway. The Patriots should never won that game against no
You
Seahawks.
get Frank Gore or Marshawn Lynch the ball right there.
They gave him the ball and all that. Yes, they should have gave Gore the ball. The Niners should never been in that situation. That game was over since the first quarter against the Ravens.
You know what?
Niners got their ass pants in that game. They was lucky to be in that position. I'm tired of Niners crying bringing up Gore versus Lynch. That's weak stuff.
Yeah.
Super weak stuff.
This is not Gore versus Lynch. I made an example, and I wasn't talking about the Super Bowl. I talked about a game this year where the 49ers could have won the game,
My bad.
and they did not give the ball to Frank Gore on the 1 yard line. That's what I'm referring to. And it's the same exact example right here.
My fault. I thought you
It
were talking
should
about
not have been a pass play, period. You let the Seahawks lose giving Marshawn Lynch the ball, period. And you cannot disagree with that.
Well, what I will say is, it just wouldn't be right having Kamasi on the show and him not say some ish about the 49ers. Hey,
I already knew it was coming. But this has nothing to do with the 49ers. It has everything to do with the last
I'm gonna
play.
jump the gun on. I thought you was talking
The
about
last play of that game.
Hey,
The last play of the game should have been a run play.
But to put a little
Seattle can lose with their heads up high, giving him the ball.
That's
the reason why we're still talking about this play is because they did not run the ball. Period.
And see,
I agree with that.
And see, like, well, okay, even if, all right, I would have liked it at the end, even if the Patriots win, right? I would have rather it ended with them giving him the ball.
Exactly.
And then him trying to go past the goal, they hit him and he fumbled.
He can get the ball and just fall forward 3 feet.
But what I will say on some 49ers-ish, right? What I will say is,
My fault for bringing. I thought
that was, to bring some.
It was the same
That was
exact.
a Jim Harbaugh.
It was a Jim Harbaugh.
Man.
That's the point that I'm making.
That was a Harbaugh move, man. That was a Harbaugh
It was the same exact situation, same exact play, because the Niners threw it to and the same exact thing happened. Nobody don't see that?
Yeah.
Why are we even talking about this? It should have been a run play, period. You can't disagree with that.
No, I don't disagree.
Okay.
With that. I don't disagree that it should have been a rim play.
I disagree. When people know that you're going to run,
When you disagree that Lynch shouldn't have got the ball.
Hey,
stop.
all right, but see,
Statistically, check
It could have been 8 men in that box. I'm still giving them the ball.
Yeah.
It could have been 12 men in the box.
You know-
I'm giving them the ball.
you know,
Period.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Tackle this man for the bowl.
a lot of
I'm not
Hall of Fame
throwing.
coaches. I
I'm not throwing it.
I
Period.
think Bill Walsh used to say this: "You can know what we gonna do, but
Exactly.
can you stop
It's
it?"
execution.
Vince Lombardi
The
used to
game
say
is
that.
fundamental. It's execution.
I thought the body language.
You can run the same play every play. It's how you execute
They
it.
had 50 seconds left in the game. They could have ran 3 plays.
Exactly.
They could have handed the ball off. They shouldn't be.
They could have handed it off twice.
They could have quarterback sneaked.
They could have handed it off twice.
They shouldn't be worried.
50
They
seconds.
shouldn't have worried about Tom Brady going to the field when Tom Brady was only dinking and ducking the whole game. Tom Brady's not going to go 60 yards in 20 seconds because he hasn't done it the whole game. Tom Brady took about 6 minutes to get down to the end zone every time he had the ball because he's checking down. Tom Brady threw like 2 passes over 10 yards the whole game. So when he gets the ball with 20 seconds, he's going to throw it over 10 yards, he's going to get picked. He was checking down the whole game. The running backs and Edelman slants over the middle. I
Yes,
can only
he was.
remember one play to Gronk that was over 10 yards for a TD. Other than that,
LaFell.
he was a check down. He was a check down
Brandon
champ.
LaFell.
And
LaFell was killing them, but you know,
LaFell wasn't doing that. He
This
caught one
whole
pass.
this whole topic only has one thing to do with one thing. It's the Seahawks and the last play of the
Last
game.
play of the game.
It should have been a run play.
Everybody,
Period.
I don't want to talk about that's
Period.
basic. That's basic. Nobody should have disagreed that he
8
should have got
men
the
in
ball.
the box.
no,
I'm
no.
still giving Beast
But-
Mode the ball. Why is he there then?
but Seattle
Take
was,
him out the game.
Seattle was up 10 points in the fourth quarter. They stopped Tom Brady 2 times, and they had a chance. I was saying it myself when it was 24-14.
Yeah.
I say Seahawks score 1 more touchdown, the game is over. That's
Right.
all they need to do.
They was trying to pass and go deep. They weren't even running Lynch.
And they started playing prevent
And
ball.
I agree with the little
You don't
conspiracy.
do that
I agree with the
at the
conspiracy.
Super Bowl.
They didn't want to give Lynch the
You don't.
MVP.
You
I agree with that.
don't. You don't ever play
I
the
agree.
Super Bowl as if you won it already.
Right.
I think
Who
that's what it took
plays the
20
game
seconds
like
left.
you won the game already?
They did play it because
That's their demise, and that's why we're talking about it.
that is a great point that he made. That they were playing like he won the game because they figured I got 2-3 plays. I can just
Jamil just said it best.
He said
They score one more time. This game's
It's
out of
over.
reach. It's
It's
very
over.
easy to get content.
It's
You
over.
in the bowl, and the game's still going
I
on.
personally thought they wanted to give Wilson the MVP, so they figured I got one. I'm gonna play with this. If Wilson
It ain't about MVPs. This at the end of the day, it's about a ring. It's about
it's
championship.
about MVP too, and a Renee.
Oh man!
He thought they was
You
gonna
think
win
an
anyway.
NFL
He
Super Bowl MVP has any comparison to winning the actual
Because you just said-
championship?
you just said Seattle thought they was gonna win.
No, Kamasi.
You just
No.
said Seattle thought they was gonna win.
Man, who cares
So why
who gets
not?
the MVP trophy,
So why
man?
not throw
They
it?
play the game to win the Super Bowl.
I'm explaining to you why. Because you said all you just said previously.
It don't-
Seattle thought they was gonna win, so why not throw it to Wilson if they don't get it on that play?
Okay,
just run,
all right,
just run
I'll
it 2
give you
times
that
after
then.
that.
I'll give you that. That's
Politics.
fine.
With that, and it's always good to get these two up in there. It's always fiery. You kind of got caught in the middle. With that, we must end and come back to another episode of Let's Talk Sports. Peace. I'm out.